Welcome once again to pro football. This week, VFL Park, one of the league's improvers, Fitzroy, take on the team that finished in third place in last year's finals, Footscray. There's been a lot said about Fitzroy under coach David Parkin, new coach David Parkin this season, but this was one of the true tests so early on in the season. Let's now join our commentators at VFL Park for the opening bounce and see who fares best in this pro football clash between Footscray and Fitzroy.
So just about set for the first quarter. First quarter from VFL Park, Sevens Big League. Match of the day, Footscray versus Fitzroy. Both teams winning their opening matches last week. In fact, the only matchup of the round of sides that actually had a victory in the first round of the 1986 season. Ball out towards the centre wing position. And a good safe mark for Fitzroy, taken down there by number 18 for the Lions, and that's Blakey. Fitzroy go further forward through Conlon. Not a long kick. And a good safe mark for Fitzroy, taken by Murray, for Footscray, taken by Murray Rance.
Incidentally, Pete, I think that Rendell is on the bench, and Tilly is playing in the first ruck for Fitzroy.
Yes, we saw Tilly out here in a night match. Cordy to Daniels, not a good hand pass. Right over the head of Alan Daniels. In comes McLean, can't do much about that. Conlon, good block to try and keep McLean out. It goes to Turner. Turner's kicked down to the half-forward line. Osborne, two grabs, no mark for mine, and the umpire agrees with that. A play on call, picked up for Fitzroy by Pekin. Pekin's kicked down towards Brad Hardy, the Brownlow medalist of last year, knocked back by McPherson. It's taken by Peter Baxter. He goes for the hand pass back to McPherson, and the Bulldogs should get clear. Oh, not a good kick, a shocker. Past Osborne. Chance for Purser, who came out with a very big bandage on his knee. A lot of fumbling going on. Royal, shocking hand pass. It's picked up by McIver, almost a mark down there, but it's missed by Hinton, and Footscray get clear through Rance again. Rance's kick up towards the half-forward line. Plenty of mistakes here in the opening passage of this match. Laurie to Turner. Turner on the point of the square. It's gone short, and that's a better pass. The mark taken by McIver. Short pass again to Leon Harris. Harris's kick up towards the left forward pocket, and the ball will beat all players over the boundary line, and it will be a throw-in at the minute and a quarter mark of the first term. Very tricky breeze. I guess the ground a little slippery after the rain we did have this morning at around about 11 o'clock.
Now, Rendell's out there, Pete. He must be down the back pocket.
He's in the pocket for sure, yeah. Doing battle with Purser, who, as I said, got that very big bandage on his knee. Quinlan tries to spin out against his own club. Oh, what a great goal from Superfoot. He's got up the first score of the match. Tremendous goal by Bernie Quinlan. No barrier to success insofar as he's concerned. 1 goal, 6 points. Footscray yet to score.
Great effort by Bernie Quinlan. Bernie's played Superbird over 350 games. We watched that again. Up the top of the pack, and the ever-alert Quinlan, even though he's been around a long time, he can certainly show some of these younger players how to go about snapping a goal. That's a beautiful goal, and Fitzroy's first. There's the other angle. Very snappy goal from Superbird. Set a bounce again into the quarter by just on 3 minutes. Fitzroy 1 goal, 6 points.
Raining, Luke.
Raining, and they're knocked out by Purser. Bit of fumbling going on by both sides. Kicked off the ground by McLean. Driven over the half-forward line by Daniels. There's a go now for Fitzroy to get clear. Rue's got one in the back, but the umpire said, I think he might be paying it, yes. And rain absolutely pelting down here at VFL Park. There were certainly wise people that got under cover here before the game started, because they're protected now. Purser couldn't hold. That's going to be very difficult to hold the mark. In goes Tilly, misses that one. It's grabbed there by Pekin. Over it goes to Osborne. Still scrambling and very slippery out there, and the umpire will ball it up on the centre wing position. And I'll tell you what, Pete, visibility's bad out there because you can't see the Dandenongs from here now. That's how clouded it is, and how heavy it's coming down.
When you can't see the Dandenongs, it's raining. When you can see them, it's about to rain.
That's right. Into the quarter by just on 4 minutes. Fitzroy 1 goal, 6 points. I reckon about 14 goals will see it out here today. It'll be a good score, and a break of about 3 goals will just about win the game for you. Ball out of bounds on the centre wing position with Fitzroy 1 goal to the Bulldogs yet to score. Well, I don't know who got that knockout. This is Kane trying to get through the pack. Is it Keane? Keane or Kane? What are we going to call this guy?
Number 25.
Well, it's Keane, is it? This is, well, I think we'll call him I don't know what we'll call him. The ball goes back down to that half-forward line for Footscray. That's Ruse going over the top of the pack. Played a magnificent game here last week as the ball is finally picked up by McLean. McLean's kick is up towards the full forward position. Beasley and Pert having a battle. Royal taps it out now. Has a go for Petraglio. He trying to get clear. Was he grabbed too high? It's dropping the ball against him.
I agree with you, Lou. Too high.
Petraglio against him and the free kick going over there to turn.
Hawkins from left half forward. And the mark taken by McGuinness for Footscray in front of Laurie. He decides to get play moving pretty quickly down towards the full forward position. Come down through for a goal. Off target. And at 1 point. Is it now out of bounds? Ball took a hop towards the right. Had it gone to the left, it would have been a goal. But out of bounds. Footscray's forward pocket. Just past the 5-minute mark of the first quarter. Beasley does the ruck work. Nobody can get an effective tap out. The umpire has found a free kick. It's going to Fitzroy. Leon Harris has the ball, but he's given it back a little bit further back downfield. It will be taken by Gary Pert. Rain still falling here at the park. Might get a few showers during the course of the afternoon. Leon Harris just up from the back pocket, and conditions pretty slippery at the moment. Harris gets tripped up and will get a free kick.
Well, at least he stopped him in his tracks, Pete.
Yes.
Brought him back to the field of it.
McIver. Short pass to Barwick, socket off the ground by Baxter, down towards full forward again for Footscray, but Fitzroy teaming better at the moment, and the ball was taken away for them by Blakey. A hand pass is on out to Thornton, who fumbles. I think we could make excuses for them today. Hinchin doesn't usually do that. Long kick by the Fitzroy defender down towards half forward. A little bit of interference there, but the umpire lets it go. Bernie Quinlan scored a magnificent goal in the first 2 minutes of play, and that will be against Doug Hawkins. Free kick will have to be taken over the mark. Turn is the recipient. Now, were the ball not wet, he would just about get the distance. As it is, he might be able to put it in the 10-metre square. Were he to go long, he elected not to do that. And the mark is taken by Rendell. Well, if he's fully fit, it'll be a great acquisition to Fitzroy again today. Their skipper, and Mickey Conlon back in the side after injury. In a fair angle. Goal umpire moves across. 1 point is the end result. So Fitzroy 1-1-7. Remember, they're kicking with, what would it be, Lou? A 4-goal breeze, I would say.
I'd reckon, Pete. It's not terribly well protected here, not like the MCG when the wind is blowing strongly. And, of course, you've got those high stands at Melbourne Cricket Ground. It's entirely different here. It's a low-slung ground, really.
Well, that without being touched, I think it was. And so that will be a free kick to Fitzroy. And it will be taken by Bernie Harris. He's gone for a short pass, and the mark is taken by Turner at right half forward. Turner about 45 to 50 metres out from goal.
And this is Turner's fifth possession for the game, and we've only been going 7.5 minutes this time, which is not a bad effort. We've watched him play some pretty good games. There's the kick by Turner. It's a long one. It's not a bad kick. Will it make the distance? Touched on the line. I think Baxter may have touched, might have been Ford, touched that one, and it's through for 1 point. So the Lions move on to 1 goal, 2 8 points to Footscray, still yet to score. As I said before, it's not going to be a very high-scoring game today, but at least it stopped raining for a while. Out towards Laurie. He's got the mark, got the front position in front of Daniels. Then he's on the half-forward line, coming right down from the half-back line. There's only 2 players on Footscray's forward line. That's Beasley and Pert for Fitzroy. Waiting on this kick from Laurie from a good distance out, about 50 metres. That's a long kick into the goal square just about. The pack fly off the top of the pack, punched out by Kennedy. Comes back to Peake, and he actually threw that out to McIver, but the umpire said, OK, slips don't count tonight, or today. Free kick to go to Footscray. And it'll be Steve McPherson. Steve McPherson with the ball now. Drops it short. Hawkins having a battle out there with Turner. Not having much of his own way either. They've both got him covered there, Turner and Harris. That's Leon Harris, and the ball is out of bounds on that half-forward line for Fitzroy, about 75 metres around from their goal. Ball hits the deck. Harris again. Ball short. Oh, that's a free kick. It'd be against Harris. And the free kick to go out there now to Rance. That's his 3rd possession of the match so far too. The ex-West Australian. The ball hits the deck again. Coming out of the pack is the tank himself. That's Conlon, a long kick up there towards full forward, but Kennedy, the Footscray skipper's in position to take an easy mark. Drops it short. Coming across to grab it now is it's Steve McPherson, and he's short of the back pocket position. A short pass out there to McLean. He grabs it okay. Oh, he goes for a bounce, or did it fumble out of his hands? He goes for a pass now, but there's no one there for Footscray. And it'll go out of bounds, but at least it's on their half-forward line, about 70 metres around from their goal. They haven't been into attack in this first 10 minutes of play. I think they've been down on their forward line twice. Fitzroy's defence is pretty strong as it comes out now to Petraglio. Hurried kick towards the forward pocket position. This should go out of bounds, I would reckon, and Burt made sure of that. So it'll be a throw-in from that forward pocket about 20 metres around from the Footscray goal. And they're yet to score. Fitzroy are 8 points. Knocked out by Pert, a very solid defender. He's developing into possibly one of the best full-backs in the league, I would say.
I would say a certainty for interstate selection when the side is announced in a couple of weeks.
Waiting now for the ball to come back into play again. Ball tapped down. It's Petraglio again, getting it out now, this time to McGuinness. They soon follow him. And Harris is there too. He couldn't get clear. But the umpire will ball it up. Still about 40 metres out from that Footscray goal. Into this quarter by just on 11 minutes. And it's 1 goal, 8 points. Fitzroy to Footscray yet to score.
The bounce. Not too far from the Footscray goal. Fitzroy, they're defending well in the first quarter, and the ball was taken away for the Lions by Tilley back towards centre field. Picked up for the Scraggers by McPherson. Ball punched into the open spaces. Petraglio first to get there. Fires out a hand pass to Owen in particular. McPherson doing a lot of useful work and covering plenty of territory in the early stages of this quarter. Pert in front of Beasley. Knock on by Thornton. Picked up by Rendell. Now having a run on the ball. He started in the forward pocket. Laurie. Now towards centre wing. Missed by Turner. Opportunity for Big Purser. Petraglio roves it well at half forward. Thornton went down with a rather heavy one. Shot is just about there, but through for only 1 behind, I think. Yes, it is. And so that's the opening score for Footscray. And it came up just past the 11.5-minute mark of the first quarter. 7 points the difference in favour of Fitzroy. And the sun decides to shine at VFL Park. And 4 seasons in the one day again.
Good old Melbourne weather, Pete.
Yes, about time. Picked up by Paul Roos. Actually, he came out onto the ground with a long sleeve jumper and changed it once he got out there. Rance has the free kick.
Started off okay today, Rance. He's had about 4 or 5 possessions.
Yeah, he's not doing too badly. McPherson. I think we could say the same about him, Lou. He's been very busy in the first quarter. And as I said, covering a lot of territory. 5 kicks and 2 marks to Steve McPherson. Ball back up to the edge of the square. That'll be a kick to Turner. Turner's decided to go for the hand pass to Conlon. Long kick by the tank up towards half forward. 2 Fitzroy players collide. Opportunity now for the ball to be picked up by Pekin. And that's rolled over to Quinlan, who's already kicked 1 goal. In fact, the only goal of the match. He's gone for a pass. Fitzroy player on his own in the square is Osborne. And Osborne takes the mark, or just adjacent to it, in front of Brad Hardy.
Still a great player, Bernie Quinlan. Always thinking about the game, Pete.
Well, that was a superb goal he kicked just before that shower of rain.
He could have easily kicked that goal too, I would say.
Has Osborne done it? I think so. So 2 goals for Fitzroy. Osborne first and Fitzroy second. The Lions away to a good start on 7th big league. 2-2-14. Footscray 1 behind, 1 point.
Well, we'll put that goal down to Bernie Quinlan because he could have easily kicked it from about 45 metres, that old Superbrit, but he went for a pass. Well, we see
Pekin and Keane
go for each other there, but there's the kick by Osborne. And that was a fine kick too, but it certainly Bernie Quinlan set it up for him. So 11.5 minutes gone of this quarter.
Goal kickers for Fitzroy so far, Quinlan and Osborne.
And the score, Footscray trailing. They're 1 point to Fitzroy 14. So it's Leon Harris getting a high kick back towards that half-forward line. No one can take the mark. Hawkins is pretty well covered. Ball pushed out by Rance. Hand Parks comes back now to McIver. He's grabbed. They pounce on top of him. That's Hardy jumping on top of him. Last year's Brownlow medalist, number 4. And the umpire will ball it up on the edge of the square on Fitzroy's half-forward line. And Fitzroy looking the better side up to this stage of the match, but it's early days yet. Just on 14.5 minutes gone. The ball comes back that time to Blakey. Blakey couldn't get clear, having a wrestle there with Ranson. He's a pretty tough customer, this West Australian. I believe you were away touring him in Ireland, Pete, and he performed a bit too.
He's a straight-through player, Lou.
That's right. Not the most stylish player, but I think that's what Footscray needs. Tapped out that time by Purser. The kick drops short as it goes back, but there's a mark to Conlon, and he's round about the centre half-forward position. Quickly plays on. It's a hurried left footer looking up there for the big fella, Rendell, but it comes down again. Down goes Leon Harris, taps it over nicely to Turner. Kicked off the ground by McPherson, out to that Purser again at half-back. He's in trouble here. He goes down, gets a hand pass. Hawkins doesn't take any chances there, kicks it off the ground, and the ball is out of bounds. Very slippery over there, players slipping and sliding all over the place. So it'll be a throw-in from about 80 metres around from the Fitzroy goal.
Fitzroy on top in most departments, 31 kicks to 22 in favour of the Lions at the moment, 12 marks to 7.
Ball hits the deck again. This is Harris getting a hurried kick back to Barwick. Couldn't hold the mark, a fumble. A scrimmage developing there. They're all piling in, and the umpire will ball it up. Still at the centre half-forward position for Fitzroy. And I think we can expect this sort of football until the ground dries out a bit, because it's pretty slippery out there. But quite a bit of rain in this last hour. Ball knocked out by Purser. A fumble. Back it goes to Leon Harris again. He smothers the ball. He doesn't want anybody else to get it, but they're still messing about. As it comes out now, there's a chance for Rouge to pick this up. Good hand pass back to Blakey. Another one comes over now, and we see Hinchin go for a short pass, and Bernie Quinlan's got it. And the old Superbird's doing a pretty good job. He's well out from full forward. He's on that half-forward flank, about 65 metres out from goal. There's a long kick by Bernie Quinlan, the old torpedo punt. And a good mark taken there by Osborne. He got one before from Bernie Quinlan, and this is the second now. That was a magnificent kick by Quinlan.
Wasn't what, with the breeze certainly, but it must have travelled 55 metres.
You can't beat the old torpedo punt as he snaps for goal, and he's put it through for their third.
His second.
And we see Fitzroy moving on now to 3 goals to 20 points to Footscray 1 point only.
So Bernie Quinlan really, Lou, has had a hand in Fitzroy's 3 goals.
Right. With that kick, but that is just a great kick. And I certainly hope we never lose the torpedo punt to league football, because it's one of the most graceful kicks you can ever see.
They've lost the drop kick. They've lost the stab kick.
Well, yeah, they've lost the stab kick. We only do 1 kick now. That's the drop punt.
17 minutes got in the first quarter. The Lions by 19 points, but remember they are kicking with the assistance of this breeze, which is Lou said probably about 4 goals. Thornton's kick out towards the right half-forward flank for Fitzroy, where it's picked up by Steve McPherson. In humble opinion of yours truly about Footscray's best player so far, knocked away by Leon Harris, back to the centre wing position. In goes McIver, fumbles, chance for McGuinness, picked up by Rance. Not doing a bad job so far, out towards Rouge. And Rouge, I think, content to see it out. No, his ball still in play, picked up by Petraglia, good tackle by Rouge. Out of bounds this time on the centre wing on the outside.
He's had 4 or 5 possessions, and that's not a bad effort on the back line, Pete Rance.
No, he's a solid player, Murray Rance. Perhaps too much style about him, but it's 100% all the time, and that's what they go for at Footscray, certainly. Petraglia looking for a free kick, doesn't get one. Gets it back to Royal. Royal right from the boundary line. Will land pretty close to it. In fact, over by about half a metre, and so it's a free kick for Fitzroy. And it will be taken down there by Richard Osborne, who's kicked already 2 goals. So he's been a very busy player. Royal breaks that tackle. Short pass, trying to find Beasley. Can't do so. Pert right there with him. Out of bounds in the forward pocket. And again, it will be a boundary throw. This time about 25 metres from the behind post.
Great defender, Pert. If he can't mark it, he'll never try to go for the mark, Pete. He goes for the punch, and he sticks very close. And Beasley will find that out today.
Knocked away for Fitzroy by Pert on that occasion. It's out of bounds once more, but about 5 or 10 metres further around from the behind post. Number 30 for Fitzroy is Tilley. Number 1, of course, is Paul Roos. Tilley got that knockout. Picked up the Footscray by Gronewegan. Out of bounds again on the full. And so once again a Fitzroy free kick, and the recipient will be Gary Pert.
Not much method in Footscray's attack down there at all. There's booting at anywhere they want to put at any time.
Yes, a bit like a good tackle on Baxter by Barwick, holding the ball was a decision. The advantage will play. Thornton takes advantage of it. Thornton straight down the ground, and that's the best way to go today. A mark and or free kick, whatever you like. And it will be taken by Harris. That's Bernie Harris. who decides to, or has to play on now. He's got the hand pass out and picked up by McIver at the point of the square. McIver looking for Quinlan, what a mark! Oh,
Where did he get the extra pace from at that age? I don't know.
Oh, the old bloke does it well.
Beautiful play on the part of the old super bit. A magnificent bit of pace, Peter. Look at him go.
He's starring today. He's had a hand in there. 3 goals. He kicked one himself. And Bernie Quinlan can make it 2 from the forward pocket. He's about 30 metres out. Guides that run through. I think it looks pretty good from here. 2 goals to Quinlan, who is really a light and full forward. Fitzroy, 4-2-26, and Footscray, 1 behind, 1 point.
Well, Quinlan, as I said before, has been around a long time. He's played over 350 games. He absolutely went like mad to mark that, threw himself at it. Look at that another angle. That just shows you the determination on this great player.
So he's got 2 goals himself, Lou, and he's given Osborne the ball on the other 2 occasions.
That's right. So it's 4 goals, 2-26, Fitzroy to 1 point, Footscray.
25 points the difference. The first quarter in progress, just over 20 minutes.
And a bit of fumbling going on as we see a hurried kick by Royal down to centre half forward. Groenewegen fumbled that. The ball's tapped out again to Groenewegen. He goes down. And there'll be a ball up for Shaw. It's around about the centre of the ground out towards the edge of the square.
Actually, the ground's still in pretty good condition despite the rain.
Well, this is a great ground. And let's hope the rain stops because we could see some good football here today. Both pretty talented sides. Knocked out by Groenewegen. Comes back to McLean, kicks it off the ground. They're not showing much style, Footscray, at this stage of the match. Picked up now by Wallace. Wallace's kick is a short one. Coming in as Ruse. Gets it away from Petragli. Finally, it's Osby. He's not doing a bad job either. He's already kicked 2 goals. A very strong play. There's a race now between Turner and Hawkins. It finally goes out of bounds. I think they were testing each other out there. They didn't want to have a go at possibly embarrass themselves. So it's out of bounds on that centre wing position. As we see Fitzroy doing it well, kicking with the breeze. 4 goals, 2-26 to Footscray, 1 point only. Hawkins went without the ball, kicked off the ground by Turner. Back it goes now as a chance for the ball to be driven away by Ford. Ford's kick is out towards the half-forward line. On the boundary line now is Hinchy, but I think it's out of bounds. But at least it's on Footscray's half-forward line, but it's a heck of a way around from their goals. 26 plays 21 in favour of the line. Just on the 22-minute mark of this first quarter. It's Harris again. Leon Harris doing a pretty good job. Juggling going on there. It's difficult to mark the ball. We see Hawkins drive it high over the half-forward line. It bounces beautifully for Laurie there, and he goes for a short pass. It's a good run of Bernie Quinlan again. And what a game he's playing. He's certainly leading Kennedy a merry dance. He's out of his position there. He's in the centre of the ground. He's gone for a pass to the big fella. It's too long, but there's a chance here now. Hardy comes in. Bernie Harris has got a chance to grab it too, but hit the boat. They're playing all over the top of Footscray. They've got no idea. The contrast between the forward lines is amazing, Pete, because they have some method about their play, Fitzroy.
It's very similar to the way the match at the MCG started last night, Lou.
Short pass. Hawkins in front, too strong that time for Turner. They've had a pretty good battle with Turner on top at the stage of the match. But this is Hawkins going for a short pass to McLean. He's grabbed the ball out there at half-back. Into the quarter by just on 23 minutes. It's 4 goals, 3-27. Fitzroy, the Footscray yet to score a goal, 1 pointer.
And a bounce from a free kick on the full.
This is Tilley. Pretty strong sort of a player. A little bit crude yet, but I think he'll develop into a player as he goes for the long kick over the half-forward line. Rance got his hands to it, couldn't hold the mark, but he backs up well. He's possibly with their best 2 defenders. Punched on again by Groenewegen. Ball hits the deck again. Hinchin tries to come out. He finally gets it out to Ruse. And Fitzroy away and running again.
Ruse's kick up towards the half-forward line. And that's a safe mark taken by Kennedy. He's had his work cut out with Bernie Quinlan. Ball driven out towards the centre wing position now. Down goes Pekin.
Well, that was a dribble away, Pete.
Take the free kick. Pekin on left centre wing. Fitzroy with the breeze, doing all the attacking so far on the opening term. Footscray's forward line in disarray. McIver. A little bit too wide for Quinlan, but Bernie Harris is there anyway and marks in front of Kennedy. I think they'll need every bit of a 4-goal lead at quarter time, though. But Fitzroy's disposal much better than Footscray's. They're running better, teaming better. Bulldogs looking a little lethargic at the moment. Bernie Harris from left half forward flank. Good way from goal. That's not the right side to aim for with the southwesterly here. Out of bounds on the fall, and the free kick will go to the Brownlow medalist of last year in Brad Hardy. 4-3 to 1 point. 2 goals to Quinlan and 2 goals to Osborne for Fitzroy. And Footscray yet to score a major. 24.5 minutes gone in the first term. Well, Hardy's kick is also out of bounds on the full, if it ever came in bounds. Like one of my 3-iron shots.
At least it stopped raining, Pete. It won't take long for this ground to dry out for this wind either.
Great pass until he marks. Well, he's pretty well directly in front of goal, and he wouldn't be too far out, as you can see by that wide shot. Only one problem, the ruckman. Well, we saw Michael Byrne kick a great goal last night. In fact, he kicked 3. And let's see if Ruckman are going to start this weekend. Tilly? No, not this time. I was hoping he'd kick that. I really was hoping he'd kick that. 4-4 to 1-1. And the announcement, I think, indicating that the scoreboard is about to come back into action, although I can't see it yet. Brad Hardy does the kicking out. Went pretty close to the line, too. Well, the sun's come out anyway, so that's something. Out of bounds, and it will be a boundary throw in at right half forward flank for Fitzroy. 4-4 to 1 behind. Kennedy gets the tap out, picked up by Royal it was. He's gone right across the goal. Mark taken down there by Big Purser, who takes the mark in front of Matt Rendell. He's got a 15-metre penalty on the Cavett. Cavett at right half-back flank. On to Brad Hardy. Hardy on the run. Goes for a short pass up and over the centre wing position. Footscray, can they get the ball moving? It's knocked further forward by Wallace, not very far though. Ruse making the front position. A chance for the Bulldogs now through the agency of Petraglia. He's gone for a short pass, trying to find Beasley. Just about took the mark.
He should have pushed in the back.
Well, it wasn't the mark.
No, certainly wasn't. It was a pretty timid push in the back too. I think he might have been lucky to get that, Pete. This is his first touch. 26.5 minutes gone, and the Bulldogs still yet to score a goal in this first quarter. Fitzroy 4 goals, 4-28. He'd be about, he's well within kicking distance, only about 35 metres out. Usually a pretty accurate kick, and that's on its way, and that's a kick that would scrape through, or was a touch on the line? Now it's a goal. So that's a little bit more heartening for Footscray. They won 1 goal, 7 points. The Fitzroy 4 goals, 4-28. Into the quarter by 27 minutes. Well, I don't know what the free kick was for. He certainly didn't hold it long enough.
Tiggy Touchwood free kick really was.
There's the kick. Usually a good shot for goal, as I said, and he put that through. Squeezed it in, but it's in. That's all it counts for Footscray. So we're back in the centre again. 27.5 minutes gone. Tilly against Purser. Purser got the tap down. Royal couldn't pick that up. Leon Harris gave his mate a push in the back that time, and a free kick will go to Hawkins there at centre field. Hawkins gets it out wide to the half-forward flank. Groenewegen goes down. In comes Ruse. You can't make those sort of mistakes in front of him. He's possibly the best centre-half back in the league. As it goes out wide now towards Turner and Hawkins. Hawkins goes down, but luckily for Footscray, it goes over the line and out of bounds. So it's out of bounds this time. It's on Fitzroy's half-forward line, about 75 metres around from their goal. They're 28 points. The Footscray 7. 28 minutes gone of this quarter. It won't be a long one, I shouldn't imagine. Petraglia is not doing a bad job either so far in this first quarter, and they haven't got many good players. Kicked it out of bounds on the full. Groenewegen, and there'll be a free kick going out there to Ruse on the centre wing position. He's got a very difficult job to get on top of this guy, as I mentioned just a moment ago. The best centre-half back in the league, in my opinion. Well, pushed on again, that time by Rance. Picked up this time by McGuinness. McGuinness goes after it again, gives it over to Petraglia. Drops short as a chance for Daniels. The marker was too long. He went half-hearted at that one too, and it's out of bounds. But there's the siren to end the first quarter. It was a good one for Footscray. 4 goals, 4-28. The Footscray 1 goal, 1-7.